Namaste to all. Here I am with a new video relating to income tax, and in this video we are going to discuss the difference between direct and indirect taxes, and this is one of the important question from the exam point of view. So without wasting further more time, let us discuss on the answer. So generally most of the cases this question will be asked, so please have a read it and learn it and write it without seeing. So taxes levied, basis, direct tax, indirect tax. First one is taxes levied. Direct taxes are levied on the income or wealth of the person. So direct taxes are usually imposed on income or of an individual or wealth of an individual. So it is on the income or wealth. Okay. Indirect taxes are usually imposed on manufacture or sale. Here sale or sales, you should write here, seller is there, or sales of goods or services, or both you can write. Manufacture, here in case of services, provision of service you can write. On indirect taxes are on goods or services, that is what you need to remember. Tax liability. In case of direct taxes, tax bearer is aware of the tax liability as well as the time and amount of tax. How much tax he has to pay, tax bearer, the person who is paying the tax, knows beforehand itself, and at what time you need to pay. Like I'll tell, in case of where tax audit is not required, individuals will pay tax on or before 31st July. In case of tax audit, persons will pay tax on or before 30th September of the assessment year. So they know how much tax they need to pay, and based on the income, slab rate tax and nature of the income, if it is of special income, 20%, 15% and 30% special income rates are there, casual income. And in case of normal income, you will pay slab rate tax. So how much tax you need to pay and at what time you need to pay, you already know in case of direct taxes. Whereas indirect taxes, tax bearer is unaware of the tax liability as well as the time and amount of tax, because when you purchase a product or service, okay, in that, if you are purchasing Santur, in case of Lux Santur soap, if you are purchasing, okay, how much taxes are included on that product you don't know. Fair and Lovely, if you are purchasing, or any other product you are purchasing, in that MRP, after MRP, if you see in brackets, it will be written as all taxes including of all taxes बोल के, including of all taxes बोल के रहता है in brackets, okay, after MRP. So in case of indirect taxes, tax bearer does not know, unaware of the amount of tax liability and at what time he is going to pay, because consumer will not pay, seller will pay the tax to the government, but he will collect from the buyer. That is the chain at there. Tax rate. Rise in tax rate leads to fall in savings and investment. Rise in tax rate facilitate inflation control. If direct taxes are increased, what happens? There will be decrease in the savings, because whatever amount you are paying to the government, that will be more and your savings will be less. Whereas in case of indirect taxes, rise in tax rate leads to fall in consumption and help in increasing the inflationary position in the economy. So these are regressive in nature and direct taxes are progressive in nature. You can write one more point also. In case of indirect taxes, what happens? If you increase the price of the if you increase the tax rate, what happens? Automatically price of the goods will increase and consumption will become less. Scope. Under direct taxes, there is wide scope of tax evasion. Scope of tax evasion, you write. Scope of tax evasion. Because no one knows how much income you are earning unless otherwise it is specified through your PAN or any bank transaction and other things. Okay, so there are many chances of tax evasion, and under indirect taxes there is no scope for the tax evasion by final consumer, because in the product itself tax amount is already included. So whatever price paid by the consumer, it inclusion of tax, so there will be less chance of tax evasion in case of indirect taxes. But in case of direct taxes there are chances, because so many people what they will do, scope of tax evasion, you write. Tax evasion, you write for this point. So many people what they do, they will have the house property, they'll give it on rental basis, one room or two rooms they will give for rental basis, and they will collect whatever rent is in cash itself. Okay, total rent they are collecting in cash itself, and but people they don't disclose this income to the government as it is received in cash. So what happens, this whatever rental income received easily can be evade. ఓకే, కట్టకుండా తప్పించుకోవచ్చు అనమాట, ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ డైరెక్ట్ ట్యాక్సెస్. ద అబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్. ద అబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్ ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్ యాజ్ resulting in fulfillment of principles of equity. Okay, the ability of taxpayer is not considered, and hence principle of or equity is not followed in case, because I'll tell one example. If total income is exceeding 50 lakhs, okay, if total income exceeding 50 lakhs, surcharge will be paid at 10%. If it increase above 1 crore, okay, up to 2 crores, you will pay 15% surcharge. Okay, if it is less than that, you will not pay tax. And if your total income is less than 5 lakhs, you will get rebate. So whatever tax amount is there, that will be get deducted up to 12,500 rupees rebate under section 87A is applicable. So ability of taxpayer is considered in direct taxes, whereas in case of indirect taxes, whether a parachute coconut oil is purchased by any person in the country, whether it is Virat Kohli or Anushka Sharma or any other common person, they are going to pay what? Tax which is included in that parachute value. Okay, that parachute oil value. So ability of taxpayer is not considered. If a person, okay, I'll tell one more example. Rakul Preet Singh is there. Okay, consider Rakul Preet Singh is there, and if she is purchasing Lux International, she will pay indirect tax, okay, on the soap which she is purchasing. And same soap, if it is purchased, same soap means Lux International, not the same which one is purchased by Rakul, okay, but same product of Lux International, if purchased by any common man whose total income is less than 2,50,000, they also pay the indirect tax. So ability of taxpayer is not considered in case of indirect taxes. In case of direct taxes, it is considered. Civic consciousness. The taxpayer possesses the aspect of civic consciousness. ఇది ఏదో ఎప్పటికే అని everyone who is paying tax has civic consciousness, means they are thinking about the country, because whatever taxes we are paying, whatever taxes we are paying, that will be utilized for the public welfare activities. So persons who are having the civic consciousness, they will file the return of income, they will show all their income and other things. Whereas in case of indirect taxes, does not possess any civic consciousness. అదంతా సీన్ లేదు కానీ అట్లా అంటుంటారు. బోత్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ direct or indirect tax, one has to have some aspect of civic consciousness, but without knowing, okay, here civic consciousness means without knowing you are paying the indirect tax, because it is indirect pinch, you don't know. Okay, someone comes and pinches you and you don't know, that is indirect tax. But direct tax, a person he himself will pay to the government, so that is why it is known to the people. So that is the thing, knowingly people will pay the direct tax, that is why they will have civic consciousness. Here means unknowingly they will pay indirect tax without any civic consciousness, that is indirect tax. Cost of collecting. Under direct taxes, the cost of collecting tax by government will be very high. Okay, they need to give notices, they need to uh, do some uh, basic things for arrangements for the collection of direct taxes. Whoever having the PAN details, okay, for them notices will be given, everything will be done for the direct taxes. In case of indirect taxes, as I said, the seller, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, okay, distributor, all these people directly pay the indirect tax to the government, okay, which will be ultimately collected from consumer or customer. So who is paying the indirect tax means the ultimate consumer or customer will pay indirect tax, but unknowingly he will pay. He don't know how much tax he is paying on a particular product. Okay, that is how indirect tax system is working in the country. Okay, so this is the basic difference between direct and indirect taxes, and very important one for the exam point of view. So सीखते रहो, क्योंकि सीखना बंद तो जीतना बंद. And share the video with your friends, because sharing is caring. I know you people will share, and if you like the video, give a thumb, okay, on the like button, and don't forget to share and subscribe the channel. Share the video, subscribe the channel, and my target is to get 100 subscribers. Till now we are having just 75 subscribers. Hope it will increase in this exam season. Okay, by the October we should reach 100 subscriber at least, because in the October itself I have started the channel. So I am considering in 1 year, if I get 100 subscribers, that will be more than enough for me, because I don't want everyone to subscribe, but whoever interested they can subscribe. I know many of my 70% of my viewers, in the analysis it is showing 70% of my viewers who are watching videos are not my subscribers, but they are watching the video. Better if they don't subscribe also, no problem, but share it to them, it will be useful for them. That's it. Jai Hind.